On air, online, on the go. Fox Toledo News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Laura Emerson. To shoot and kill. The Second Amendment in the Constitution gives us the right to defend ourselves. But with every right we have when it comes to bearing arms, law enforcement officials say you can do wrong if you're not careful. Our Sharia Davis is on special assignment with what you need to know.
People say with the struggling economy, more folks are looking for ways to make a quick buck. But one carry-out owner says he refuses to let anyone take what he has worked hard for, no matter what price he has to pay in return. Robberies at BP, Allied Music, and Bangles reminds Dean Ajubaili why carrying a gun at work is important.
I'm not going to let somebody who's going to come and put a gun in my face disrespect me, take my money, take bread off the table of my kids, and walk away. That's not going to happen.
Dean understands why the owner and clerk of Allied Music and Bangles shot at a robber who entered into their store back in March. He, too, shot at a robber in fear of his life. You see, 3 years ago, Dean was robbed at his Toledo store, Dino's Mini Mart 2, in broad daylight.
I couldn't let it go. And it was over a couple $100. But the principle that, I had to stop him because he would have came back over and over and over.
Deputies say robberies can happen at any place at any time. Wood County Sheriff Mark Vasilician says there have been many robberies in his area, but fortunately none of them have been fatal. He believes people have the right to protect themselves, and with recent incidents, maybe it will give robbers something to think about.
Maybe if the robbers learn that carry-out owners have guns and are going to protect themselves, hopefully that will deter and stop the robbers.
But Vasilician says you have to think before you respond, or you can be held responsible.
If the person is running out of the store, if let's say the carry-out owner pulls out his gun and the person drops their weapon and takes off running or runs out, their life is no longer in danger.
But if you feel threatened,
someone comes up, brandishes a gun, I think it's very safe to assume that person's prepared to use that weapon and they need to do what they can do to protect themselves.
Now, as for those shootings, none of the carry-out owners were charged. Investigators ruled their shootings justified. Now, we are not advocating anyone to take matters into their own hands. The sheriff says if there's a way you can avoid the situation by escaping or sounding off the alarm system, do it. But if you can't and you feel absolutely threatened, you will not be punished for ending a life of someone who tried to end yours. On special assignment, Sharia Davis, Fox Toledo News.